Well, I welcome you all in this 1 week International Virtual Faculty Development Program on research methods, tools, and techniques for multidisciplinary research. So, this is the day 5 of this FDP, and I hope we all have learned a lot in the past 4 days. And I hope today's session will also be very fruitful for all of us. So, I welcome first of all Principal Government SPMR College of Commerce, Dr. Surinder Kumar, and all and the resource persons and all the participants. So, our first resource person for today is Dr. Iman Abdul Samia Ali Hussain Alam, lecturer at Botany and Microbiology Department, Faculty of Science, Al Azhar University, Cairo, Egypt. Dr. Alam is a dedicated lecturer and a highly skilled researcher and trainer, trained various science related subjects at undergraduate, postgraduate, doctoral, and postdoctoral levels, with a special interest in phytochemistry, plant physiology. Currently, Dr. Alam is working on several plants extracts which have proved significant effects and promising results in the treatment of colon and prostate cancer and as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, diuretic, hepatoprotective, hepatocurative, and antibacterial agents, etc. She has got MSc and PhD thesis in plant physiology, production and improvement of secondary metabolites from wild medicinal plants using tissue culture techniques and biological evaluations of these secondary metabolites as in the treatment of many human dangerous diseases. This point is her first scientific interest. Additionally, Dr. Alam has submitted to 16 patents related to new drugs extracted from plants and novel methods for the determination of flavonoids, anthraquinones, and tannins in plants extracts. Also, she has 45 books in the area of medicinal plants and in the improvement of research skills of youth researchers and students. In addition to these, she has also 36 internationally published scientific papers in this area of science. She is the president of hundreds of international scientific meetings and participated as keynote speaker, resource person, organizer, moderator, and chairperson in nearly about 1500 international scientific meetings and engaged in many international training programs as organizer and instructor in a collaborative work with many international scientific and scientific and training organizations in many countries in Europe, USA, Asia, and Africa. So I welcome Dr. Alam and I hand over the session to you. Over to you, ma'am. Kindly start with the session.
Hello and namaste. First of all, just I need to thank my dear Yara, Dr. Shalija, for inviting me. And also, I need to thank all organizers and organizing committee. Thank you, Dr. Harpet, for your great introduction. And let's start. This is Iman Alam from Egypt. I am lecturer in the Botany and Microbiology Department, Faculty of Science, Al Azhar University of Cairo of Egypt. I hope my screen now is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's very much visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, so let's go. To introduce to our subject of today, let's talk about research. Research is an essential and powerful tool in leading humanity. Without systematic research, we will not have any progress. So, according to John, we have the secret of our cultural development is the research. So, we need to push back the areas of ignorance and to be covered by the light of science. So, scientific research will lead us to progress in many fields of our life, like physically and biologically, and chemically and all other sciences, including many theoretical and practical sciences. I think there is open mic with me or the voice screen. I think there is open mic. Okay, so what about the meaning of research? But I think very quickly. Okay. The word research containing two parts. The first is re plus search. So we need to repeat the search. It means that we are repeating the search to find some new things. Okay. So it includes the efforts and collaboration of not only one individual, but maybe hundreds or thousands of individuals. We are collaborating each other to do some achievements related to scientific research. So research is considered as the application of scientific methods in solving the problems. Please keep in your mind that we have scientific problem. So it is systematic and formal and also must be done intensively, and we need to be logically in arranging our ideas. We need to focus on the manipulation of basic assumption, and we need to know that we have many branches of research known as empirical research, and this type of research is highly goal-oriented technique. So, why we are doing research work? Everything must have a purpose. So, what is the purpose of research? We need to gain the familiarity with any phenomenon. For example, we need to achieve some new insights into it, like studying many things related to our nature and so on. Also, we need to determine the frequency of certain things that is done around us. Also, we need to test some hypotheses, and we need to know what about relationship between many variables. What about characteristics of research? Research must be directed towards the solution of a problem. We must have a problem, and also we need to solve this problem. This is the logic. Also, research needs experience. We need to be well experienced researchers. Also, research will lead us to the development of generalization principles, and also we need to reach to some theories, and these theories will be helpful in predicting our future. Research also is based on observable experience or empirical evidences. So we have, as I said before, we have some important characteristics of research. Let's transfer to demands of observation and description. Also, research involves gathering new ideas from primary or first-hand sources using existing data for a new purpose. For example, we have some existing data, but we need to handle the issue of this data to have some new purposes. Research also is characterized by carefully designed procedures that apply some important and some rigorous analysis. Research involves answers to unsolved problems. As I said before, we have some problems. We need to solve these problems. We need to solve these problems via research work. So, research is in strive to be objective, to be logical, and also to apply what is possible. Um, we need to apply our possible test to validate or to handle the issue of some procedures, employed the data collected, and also we need to have a conclusion. We need to reach to the level of conclusion. And also research is characterized by passion. We need to be wise during doing our research work. Also, we are not allowed to be hurry. So it will be better if we have unhurried activity. And also research is carefully recorded and collected, because recording the research work is very important, and the collection stage is very important also. Research sometimes require courage. What about different types of nature of information? During our research work, we have some information. On the basis of nature of information, we can classify research into different types. To be honest, we have different types of research on based on different basics, but based on the nature of information, we have only two types. We have qualitative research when the information is in the form of qualitative data, but we will focus today, inshallah, on quantitative research when information is in the form of quantitative or something like numeric data, numerical data. What about the series of actions or steps included in the research work? In the research work, we need firstly to formulate the problem. We need to know what is the problem. We need to formulate this problem. We need also to have extensive literature survey, because if we don't know what is done in the past, we are not will be qualified enough to do great future. So the future will be dependable on the past. Also, we need to develop the research hypothesis. Now I know what is done before, and I need to have hypothesis. And also I need to have research design. I need to prepare for it, and I need to determine it, and I need to collect some research data. Also, I need to do analysis of this data. I need to test my hypothesis. Maybe I'll confirm it, or I'll be against my hypothesis, and I'll change my direction according to the results. I need to do some generalization and interpretation of data. I need to prepare report and presentation of my results. And also I need to have conclusion. I need to do something like swimming between my data and data of others, including me in the past. We are not in an isolated planet. We need to be in collaborative status, as I said before. So discussion is very, very important. I need to conclude. I reached to 1, 2, 3, and these things are agreed or or disagreed with other scientists. We need to know some criteria of good research. Before talking about criteria of good research, I need to talk about criteria of good researcher. Let's focus on ethics. Let's focus on being honest. Let's focus on encourage yourself to talk about negative results as positive results. Negative results is a results. So we must respect and appreciate it. So what about criteria of good research? we have some important criteria. For example, the purpose of the research should be clearly identified. It must be clear. It must be clear. And also, we need to use some common concepts. We are not talking about some rare or unusual concepts. We need to build the issue based on some common concepts. And also, the research procedure must be described in sufficient detail. We are not allowed to do superficial explanation, for example. Also, the procedural design of the research should be carefully planned. We need to have some results. So we need to have good design, and also we need to have good plan, and we need to detect our objective as possible. Also, the researcher or the worker in the research work or the teamwork should report with complete frankness and also flaws in procedure design, and we need to estimate effects upon the findings. We need to do analysis of data. It must be sufficiently explained. And also we need to talk about what is significant and what is non-significant. We need to do it carefully. What about conclusion? The conclusion should be confined and should be justified by the data of the research and limited to those which the data provide on um, an adequate base. But this point will be depend on the type of variable. Also, we must have greater confidence in research, and also the researcher must be well experienced and also have good reputation, and also must follow ethical rules. What about research design? Research design is simply the framework or plan for the study. Okay, so we need to collect and analyze our data. It is the blueprint that is followed in a completing study. So research study is research design is very important for collection, measurement, and analysis of data. Actually, it is very important to draw a map. This map will be used to develop and to guide our research work. We have some important characteristics of good research designs. Generally, we need to minimize some bias and maximize the reliability of the data. Okay, so we need to collect our data and to analyze it, and the design will give us the smallest experimental errors, and also we need to report it to be the best design in our investigation. Also, the design will yield maximum information and also will give us a good opportunity for considering different aspects of our problem, and also it must be considered to be the most appropriate and efficient design. A good research design must have the following criteria, like being objective, reliable, and valid, and also generalization is very important, and we need to have sufficient information, clear information, and also direct information. And we have some many important other features, including flexibility, adaptability, efficiency, and also it must be economic. And good research design should minimize bias and maximize reality and reliability, sorry, and generalization. To ensure the generalization, we should confirm that our research problem have some characteristics. These characters are including the problem must be clearly formulated. The population must be clearly identified. And also, we need to use some clear techniques of sample selection, and also we need to use some statistical analysis, not only some statistical analysis, but we need to use the most suitable um, uh, types of statistical analysis. We need to focus on the issue of findings of the study. It must be capable to be generalized. So we have some quantitative tools in research, quantitative methods, experiments, some controlled observations, and also some surveys, including paper, mobile, questionnaire, and also we need to have some longitudinal studies, some polls, some telephone interviews, some face-to-face interviews, not only telephone interviews, but maybe different types of online interviews. Maybe it will save time and money. The most important requirement of good research design is that it should provide enough information and sufficient information to a level that the research problem can be analyzed on a wide representative, and ideal design should have some important factors, including the identification of the problem, the objective of the research, the process of obtaining information, collection of information generally, and the availability of data, and also the financial resources is very important also to carry the research. Without financial support, maybe we can't continue. What about a definition of the problem? Firstly, I talked about when we are talking about research, we need to have problem, and this problem will be solved inside the work. So we have different meanings of the problem. For example, it is a question which is need to be solved, and also it's an obstacle in the path of satisfying our needs. And we have many other definitions. What about identification of a research problem? We have different steps, like we need to determine the field of research. The researcher should develop the mastery on the area, so we need to be specialized, and also this issue will include doing review, as I said before. On the basis of review, we will have some consideration and we will have some priorities, and also we need to pinpoint specific aspect of the problem to be investigated or to be highlighted. What about the statement of problem? Problem should be concerned with relation between two or more variables. So we have another term now. We have variable. We will discuss it later on. It should be stated clearly in a question form. We need to have a question. It should be amenable to empirical testing. Meeting this criteria will give us good work. We can do some further planning. What about objectives of assumption about the problem? We need to make our research work in a good form. And also we need to detect the scope of the problem. We need to establish the proper frame of references. Also, we need to evaluate our problem. So we have some criteria related to the problem itself. We need to discuss ourselves. If the problem is reachable, we can handle the issue, we can detect it. If the problem is new, we are not repeating ourselves, we are not repeating others. If the problem is significant or not significant, we are not spending our time and also using our financial support in doing nothing or non-significant issues. Is the problem is feasible for the particular researcher? Is it in the area of my specialization, for example? So, to be feasible, it should agree with the following criteria. Research competency of the researcher, interest of the researcher, and also specialization of the researcher, as I said before, financial consideration in the project. For example, if I have a limited support of money or a limited financial support, I can't plan for mega project. So we need to um, strict to our financial consideration. What about time requirement? I can't do mega project within 1 or 2 months, for example. What about administrative consideration of the project? What about our teamwork, specialization, time plan, and so on? We are preparing something like Gantt chart, okay? So I said before we have something called a variable. So what is variable? Variable is a concept which can take on different quantitative values. For example, weight, income, age. The main focus of the scientific study is to analyze the functional relationship between variables. Variable is quantity which can vary from one individual to another. We are not equal in these variables. And another definition, variable is a property that taken on different value. It is any feature or aspect of an event, function or process. By it, we will know the presence and the nature of the thing, and also we know the effect of some things on other things. So we have different types of variable. As you know, we have some of them are continuous, others are discrete, others will be dependent on each other or not dependent, so it will be independent or experimental variable. We have also some controlled, we have also organismic variable, and so on. Now we will return to the issue of hypothesis. We need to have hypothesis to be confirmed, or also we can say that the hypothesis is not confirmed. So, for example, if I have 3 plants, I need to study them phytochemically. And also I need to detect some biological activity of these plants. Maybe not all plants will have anti-cancer activities. Some of them will, some not. Maybe all of them will not have any effect. So, as I said before, negative result is a result, but it's not good to have all negative results inside one paper. So, Negative result will guide others that this thing, for example, will not give you good results. So avoid to use, for example, these concentrations of extracts, this species of plant, and so on. So let's identify hypothesis. Hypothesis consists of two words, hypo plus thesis. Hypo means tentative or subject to the verification, and thesis means statement about solution of the problem. As we said before, we are about to solve a problem. We detected already our problem. Now we need to solve this problem. So we need to suppose that we have a specific hypothesis. So the literal meaning of the term hypothesis is a tentative statement about the solution of the problem. Hypothesis offers the solution of the problem that is to be verified empirically and based on some rationals. So, hypothesis means that we have maybe one or two or more variables which are varied, and thesis means position of this variable in the specific frame of references. So we have some natures of our hypothesis. We need to talk about some kind of conceptual elements in the framework. It will involve in our hypothesis. We need to talk about some verbal statement, and also it will represent the tentative relationship between two or more than two variables. We will talk about future-oriented hypothesis, and also all research activities are designed for verification of hypothesis. So we need to verify it. We are not confirming, but we need to test our hypothesis. As I said before, we have negative results. Maybe some negative results will be against our hypothesis, but not all the results will be negative. Formulation of testable hypothesis. Hypothesis, as I said before, is a tentative assumption drawn from knowledge and theory, and it is used as a guide in the investigation of other facts and theory. These facts and theory are unknown. It must be unknown. Okay? If it will be known, so no need to do this research work, as I said before. Its formulation is one of the most difficult and most critical things during the work. For example, some poor hypothesis will include something like we don't have enough data. Also, the conclusion is not drawn in a good way. For example, the application of certain statistical measurements is not suitable. So we have some factors will affect our hypothesis, as I said before: data, conclusion, statistical measurements, and so on. We have some difficulties in the formulation of hypothesis. For example, absence of knowledge of a clear theoretical framework, lack of ability to make use of theoretical framework. Now I have the knowledge, but I can't use it in a good way. And also, failure in correlating variables. I can't have clear conclusion related to relation between different variables, for example. So we have two methods. We have in sampling or doing a survey, we have census, and we have sampling methods. And also, what about population? Population or universe means that the entire mass of observations, which is the parent group from which a sample is to be formed. So we have population. Within this population, we have sample. The term population or a universe have many different meanings, and we don't have one mean related to population. And also, according to Good and Hot, a sample is the name implies a smaller representation of a larger whole. This whole is population. Okay. What about assumption of sampling? We need to focus on is our sample or homogeneous, representative, accurate? So we have another term. We have a statistical sample. It's cross-section of the entire group or aggregate from which sample is taken. It's a part of our population, for example. Why we are using samples? What is the need of sampling? To save our time, to save our money, and we have to have true detailed knowledge, and also to have utility in experimental study. And also, our sample must be based on probability theory. So, using a sample is very important. We are saving our time, our money, and also we will have important knowledge. And also, it's very important to build it upon probability theory. We have some advantage related to using samples. It has greater adaptability. It must be adaptable and flexible. It is has an economical technique and also high speed for generalization. It is if it will be representative, okay? So we can generalize it if we will choose it in a good way to be representative to our population. It has greater precision and accuracy in the observation. This technique has great accuracy. It must be accurate, and also it will done in greater speed. So it will accelerate the research work if it will choose in a good way. And also we have greater scope in the field of research, and as I said before, it will save our financial support or our money. So it will reduce the cost of observation or data collection. For example, if I study community, so instead of studying thousands of cases, I need to have some samples. So it will save time and money and so on. So also everything has advantage and disadvantage. So what about disadvantages or limitation of sampling? Maybe less accuracy. Maybe it will not accurate 100%. And also problem of being representative. We have some difficulty during taking our samples. We need to have also eligible researchers. And maybe we have some instability of sample subjects. It will change within time. So in this case, we are talking about heterogeneous population. And also, there are certain situations where sampling is possible. To have good sampling issues, to have good sample, we have some characteristics related to good samples. Good sample is the true representative sample related to our population. So it will carry, it must carry the characters of the population. We are not talking about, for example, odd samples. Okay, the population is known as aggregate of certain properties, and the sample is called the sub-aggregate of the universe. It's a unit included in the population. Okay, so a good sample also must be accurate. Good sample must be objective. Good sample maintains accuracy, and we need to minimize errors. Good sample is comprehensive in nature, and also it must practical. And I finish now. Thank you very much. I am very happy to be with you today. Thanks for listening to me, and thank you for all respected organizers. Thanks again, Dr. Shalija, Dr. Harbit, and all respected colleagues for inviting me to be with you. Greetings from Egypt, and thank you very much again for your listening. If there is any question, I'll be ready to listen to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Uh, Now I throw the house open for discussion. If there are any questions, participants can ask, ma'am.
Welcome.
Any questions? Well, thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful presentation. It was indeed enriching for all of us.
Thank you.
So I thank you from the core of my heart. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Please allow me to send to my dear sister, Dr. Shalija, some important materials to be used according to the demand for our colleagues. I
Yes,
have some
dear.
material.
No problem. No problem. You can leave.
My dear sister.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm very grateful and thankful to all of you. Thank you again.
Uh, has Madam Amrinder Kaur joined?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm already there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So our second resource person for today is Madam Amrinder Kaur, Dr. Amrinder Kaur. So she has received her BTech degree in electrical engineering from Punjab Technical University in 2002 and MTech degree in power systems from YMCA University of Science and Technology in 2013. She had completed her PhD from Punjab Technical University, India. She has more than 18 years of teaching industrial experience, and presently she is working as associate professor in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Faculty of Engineering and Technology of Manav Rachna, International Institute of Research and Studies, Faridabad, India. Main areas of interest are electrical machines, electrical vehicles, power system, artificial intelligence, intelligent control, etc. She has 25 research papers in various scopus, SCI, and international referral journals. I welcome you, ma'am, to this FDP, and now I request you to start with your presentation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Hope my screen is visible now, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, dear friends, my topic is online tools. Just my fellow colleagues, Dr. Alam has just discussed about regarding the research. Research, if you're talking regarding the research is undoubtedly one of the most painstaking and a thoughtful process, irrespective of your discipline, your stage of work, career. Research can be a arduous and time-consuming task, right from browsing the library shelves and internet for the literature, performing experiments, writing papers, then publishing those papers. Researchers are always running with the clock in their hands. No matter whatever is your field of research, there is an online tool there how to help you in organizing your notes, cite your sources, and find important articles, connect with the colleagues, and much more. Right now, so many options are available just at a click of a mouse. So it is difficult to find out a online tool which can help us, which can deliver the best results. Right? So for some time when we are finding these tools, when we're using these tools, okay, it can be frustrating also. So today we will be discussing regarding the use of these online tools, and few of the online tools, those are that liable, and these also most commonly used in the field of research. So my today presentation will be having outlines regarding what is the need of online tool for the researcher. Then we will discuss regarding, as I earlier said, few of the important online tools. That will be your project management, grammar checking tools, reference management tools, plagiarism checker, journal finders, and then your social networking sites. Right? Then we will conclude the discussion in the end. So first of thing, why we need, what is the need of your online tools? Okay. Now, what is the area of his or her research of any researcher? Today, focus is on how to we are going to manage these tasks. We are going to deliver the various productive result, right? We are going to utilize the time properly. We are going to document these research work, and we have to deliver the project on time also. So our work is mainly to manage, deliver, utilize time, and to document the research. Now, what all this required? All this required a well-planned, organized system, which is achieved by monitoring the progress and collaboration of your projects, finding patent literatures, writing your project proposals, reports, articles, avoiding language errors, citing original sources, building networks, searching for network for publications, right? Now, how we can handle all these things? Okay. First thing we do that is to we go for surfing the network. Several online tools for searcher make these tasks easy, but with unaccountable information available online, it can be time-consuming task to evaluate which is authenticated and which will work for my type of research. So we will discuss today few of the online tools which are generally used by the researcher, and those are also trustworthy. First, we will discuss the project management tool. Project management is a set of proven techniques for proposing, planning, implementation, then managing and evaluating project, combined with the art of managing people, those are working in the project also. So these tools can be used to manage project progress, resource application, and collaboration processes. It involves creating a hierarchical task list, following up that task completion, setting deadlines, formatting plans of actions, and assignment resources. Two of the most common used project management tools in academia are your Trello and Grant Pro. So we will be discussing these two. Now Trello. Trello allows the user to organize their idea through the use of panels, cards, and lists. It is an easy to access system with a simple drag and drop card function. It allows user to list and schedule activity, establish their completion time, view progress percentage. The user can create multiple boards for different subjects. Additionally, your Trello can save the boards in cloud as well as in your user profile. It offers both your free and paid version depending upon your user requirement. The paid version is easily available at a cost of nearly $8 per month for a yearly subscription. You have to pay one time for the yearly. Then come to your second project management tool. That is your Gantt Pro. Gantt Pro is again a online Gantt chart program for project management. It allows intuitive creation of schedules. It is again a paid version, but it also offer a free trial version for a few time 30 days period. You can use a free version also. Grant Pro allows subdivision of major tasks into minor tasks and offer cost calculation per task. While using Grant Pro, you can immediately see all the information that you need on your chart, including your team tasks, their sequence, deadlines, and priorities. Gantt Pro is hosted in cloud, so it is easily accessible for every team member using any web browser. For example, when we share something on Google Drive, that is easily accessible to each and everyone, whichever you share, and it can be shared as a editors or as well as a viewer also. So similarly, Gantt Pro can be easily accessible in the same method. So these are two most prominently used project management tools which we are using, right? Then come to your grammar checking. Grammar checking, these are used to detect the grammatical, spelling, punctuation, tense formation errors. Its basic purpose is to enhance the language of the paper in question. Right now we have, in the internet era, the internet pool is overflowing with several grammar checker tools that suggest your fixes and explain the nature of suggested fixes. For knowledge to be disseminated, it is essential that literature is written correctly. It is easily to be understand. If you are doing some research, it must be able to be assessed by vast people so that people can easily grasp it. It must be easy to understand. For a few people, English is not in their native language, so grammatical error can be there. Moreover, in case of English, we have UK and US grammatical. Okay, so these kind of grammatical tool can help to write down the papers in the particular requirement grammatical without writing down the grammatical errors. So for a non-native researcher, the use of grammar checking tool is a must. One of the two most grammatical checker tools for the researcher are your Trinka AI and Grammarly. Now comes to Trinka AI. Trinka AI is the world first grammar and language improvement tool designed specifically for academic and technical writing. It is unique as it not only checks the grammar, punctuation, and spelling, but it also provides explanation for correcting the error. So it will now help to write down the next paper also. So if you once use it, it will obviously improve the writing style of you as a author. It offers free version that include access to all of its features. The paid version offer uninterrupted uses and higher monthly limits, along with the access to the add-in for the MS Word, the software, that application we generally use to write down the papers along with the latex. It allows you to choose between US and UK style to make it easily accessible for the researcher all over the world. Its custom-built feature such as maintaining academic tone, providing unbiased language, concept clarity, sentence structure, and alternative word choice make it better than most grammar checking tools. It also offers subject-specific corrections, select style guides, reference, and 20 plus publication readiness check. It provides detailed application why a correction has been suggested. So it helps the researcher in reducing word count by suggesting alternative without changing the context. In certain case, publication have a certain limit that the maximum limit can be only 3 or 4 pages or 5 or 6 pages are free. Further pages are your paid. So in that case, the tools like Trinka AI can be quite helpful. So next come to your Grammarly. Most of you must be familiar with the Grammarly because most researcher in Asia use this Grammarly, and it is one of the popular browser application used to check the grammar, punctuation, context, sentence structure, and readability. It is a real-time plagiarism detector on the various platforms, including MS Word, WordPress, Facebook. It is again available in free and paid version. The free version offer you the basic spelling and grammar checks as well as few suggestions. Okay, while the paid version offer the basic revision and vocabulary improvement suggestions, and further, Grammarly can even suggest you citations and can detect the plagiarism also. So up to a certain extent, this tool will also help you for avoiding the plagiarism. Then next come your reference management tool. Reference, when you write down a paper, in the end of that, you need to write down the reference. It is very important to cite something if you used some other person work, and reference must be in a proper way. So it helps in managing the literature used for research development, offering an alternative to a time-consuming task for the researcher. These tools allow you to organize articles and their citation, share them with the other researcher, detect duplicate entry, format the list of references, search and replace any references. Further, these also help to correctly link and cite the works references in their articles. So reference most of you must be using in the MS Word. Right now they have IEEE methodology of reference, right, and American style references. But these are the new tools. Those help you to properly cite any article with due acknowledgement for each and every one. So we were discussing two methodologies. First one is your Mendeley. Mendeley is a free available reference management system that is used to streamline your referral management workflow. It allows you to store, organize, and search all your references in just one library and generate citation. You can simply download the Mendeley for your Windows or iOS system then you can use this. It includes citation option, using various writing styles, guides needed as per your target journal. The program is compatible with the Word, as I already told you, with the Mac also, right? Then LibreOffice and OpenOffice also. It can be used with the LaTeX also, exfoliant text. Most of the paper, if we prefer to your technical papers, then they give you option how to cite the paper in the text forms or in the LaTeX forms or in the simple word text form also. So from by using this Mendeley tool, other option can be also explored. It option is available for the Android also. Its feature of highlighting and annotating PDF help in better organization of the multiple documents in one place. So this is one of the important tools if you are going to use this for the references at the end of your document. Mendeley also help when you store the document in its library for having citation from other authors also. So it can increase the citation work in your also. Then next come your EndNote. EndNote is again a paid reference management application. It allows researcher to insert citation in the text while simultaneously creating a bibliography with the cite while you write, featured in the MS Word. It can also align and format the articles as per the requirement of the journal of interest by using manuscript matching. It organizes the references automatically and enable the sharing of work among remote computers. So if your team is working on a project, if you're writing a paper in a team format, okay, in the same paperwork, at the same time, the work can be edited by the various persons. So it can help you to work in a real-time work frame. It is not so you have done something correction in your manuscript, you need to share it with your colleague or the co-author, and then that person is also going to again resend you. It is used to work in the real time frame. Then plagiarism checker. Plagiarism checker. It's really sorry to say that academic work nowadays is riddled with the plagiarism. And perhaps due to this dizzying pace of publication, researchers can unknowingly fall prey to the disruptive act of plagiarism. So, to avoid your manuscript getting rejected and consequently affecting your image as a researcher, it is wise to run your manuscript through a plagiarism checker tool. These tools can not only help you in checking plagiarizing content, but also help in identifying potential collaboration with researcher that belong to the same field. I've experienced the same thing, so I can even endorse this thing. A plagiarism checker help you even connecting with the other peoples, those are working on the same field. You will be surprised to know that a person in the NIT Hamipur was working on the same project I was working on doing my PhD work. And I was able to find out that person address and each and everything by using this plagiarism checker when I use a turned in tool. Like even a word it can catch, though it was a journal word, it helped to detect that plagiarisms and help me connect that person and for better understanding of that concept. And it helps me further collaboration with that person also. So we can use one of your tools that is your Enago and Dupli Checker and Taunting that I personally use. First, we will discuss regarding your Enago Pledging Checker. Now, Enago Pledging Checker is a unique tool for quick, comprehensive, and dependable plagiarism checking, especially for the research. It helps you assess the originality of a manuscript using advanced plagiarism software and provide a report highlighting area in your text if the program recognizes existing material in it. It is easy to assess with one click upload button. Further, it includes an AI based grammar check feature that check your document for grammar error typical to academic writing and provide a track change file that you can download and review. In addition, its power editing mode enhance your documents by correcting tense structure, word choice, and subject specific phrasing. Its extensive scholarly database of over 91 plus billion web pages and 82 plus billion published articles ensure through plagiarism check as compared to the other checker. The tool is also a cost effective with most reliable result. More importantly, a detailed, interactive, color coded, and plagiarism percentage report can be viewed online and also can be downloaded in the PDF format if needed. This is quite cost effectively, mostly used in institutes for the plagiarism checking. Next one tool that we generally use for the plagiarism check is your duplicate checker. This is quite popular in the students because it can give you instant result and most of the times in the paragraph form up to a text of only 1,000 words, it can give you a free result. So what the students generally do, they just divide the articles in the paragraphs of 1,000 words and they can use the checking through this. So this is quite popular also. If you're using the paid version for institutes like, then the word count can go above 1,000 also. It provides you a plagiarism percentage. This is quite helpful because most of the journals, they accept the plagiarism level up to 10% or 20%. So if you have a level of plagiarism in percentage, it can also help to improve the documents and you can know how much alteration you need to do this. In case of certain, it can also be able to recognize that this is a generally copied document. Uh, Limited database, it has access to limited database, but it can come as compared to document only few internet sources and online books. Plagiarism report is easy to read, again downloadable in PDF and MS format. You can use it, but most of times duplicate checker is popular in lower classes, UG level students. The most popular tool that is used in Indian university is your Turnitin and also in foreign universities. Other journals also use Turnitin. It can scan through millions of sources to compare. It can check your common spelling and grammatical errors. It can help instructor to allow resubmitting and receiving revised reports. You can again revise your document, again can run it for the plagiarism check, and again can find out what is the plagiarism level in your document. So instructor say I am submitting an assignment, that can be also checked with the help of your Turnitin because assesses with both the instructor and as well as the student. So you can find out what was the level of first document submitted first check and what was the level of document now when it has been finalized. So it helps to instructor to give feedback on the research in a short. We can say a structure can quite first we have copied, then it has been improved so that it is acceptable, but still it can help you add on the comments on the work. Then next come your journal finder. You have documented your research. Now next thing you check for the plagiarism also. Next thing is you need to now publish this research. So publishing the research, you need to find out a journal. One of the common rejection factors of research journal is that the subject of research is not within their contemplated by the journal. The area is not in their field. Suppose it is Journal of Biotechnology and you are submitting paper of electronics engineering. So it will get an out and out rejected. So journal search engine help researchers to choose the best suitable journal for publishing their research. These tools are very useful to avoid getting involved in a manuscript submission process that would be wrong from the beginning. Most of the manuscript, if we are going for publishing in your SCI or Scopus journals, the time taken period is from 1+ year. 12 to 18 months are already there. In the starting itself, you can lose a valuable time of 3 to 4 weeks. After that, you will simply get a mail that your manuscript is not suitable for our journal. So to avoid this kind of mistake, you need to use the online journal finder tool. One of the two that journal finder tools that we use is your Inago Open Access Journal Finder and your Elsevier Geography. Inago OAGF is a freely available tool that protect you from falling prey to predatory publishers. Predatory publishers are publishers, those are publishing with the unfair means. You can easily find out mail in your mailbox for certain publishers. They will ask you for a research paper on science area with the name of journal, which is only accepting the articles on art or commerce, economics areas in some other country. Or even I have find out some journals where the journal is only accepting, for example, in countries like China, in their own language. They are not accepting the article even in English, the normally acceptable language. But with the same name journals, they will ask you to submit the paper. Once you submit the paper, it will be available on the web, but without any indexing. So for a good articles, you will lose the right to publish again the same article in a good journal where it can be indexed by Scopus or SCI, Abesco or something good, your other indexing. So you need to avoid these kind of things. So Inago can solve your issues such as journal legitimacy and report article processing fees through a journal index validated and issued by Directory of Open Access Journal, DOAG. All of you must be familiar with that. It will give you a DOI number also. With the help of that DOI number, you can easily find your articles, and the same DOI number can be used by your organization to authenticate the article also. So it is very important to have a DOI number. It allows you to find pre-screen and quality journals in the public domain. Inago exclusive search engine allow you to compile a concise list of journals related to your research works. So it's quite a helpful tool when you're going to find out the journals. Next one comes your Elsevier. Elsevier Journals Finder allow you to enter the title and abstract of your article to easily find out a journal that are most likely suitable for your publication. It uses intelligent search technology and vocabulary specific to the corresponding research field to match your articles to scientific journals. So it will help you find out the journal. It will give you at the end of search the matching criteria with that journal. And along with that, it will provide you the acceptance rate of that journal, how many articles are accepted, and what is the acceptance time period, what is the response period. The first response will be available, say, after 6 weeks or after 8 weeks. And for the complete, starting from submission to publication, what will be your time period? It will be 18 months, 24 months, 20 months. So it helps you also to decide upon how much time period you will going to uh, use for publishing your research. Suppose you're in a hurry, you need a you have a time constraint, you need to publish the research in a limited time period because of different constraint. So in that case, you need to you find out a journal with the fastest publication date. So it can help you with that also. This is a quite helpful tool, okay, quite oftenly used by me. Then social networking from academics. So research is going to be advanced when it is going to be shared. Hence, the connections and exchange of idea between researcher is very essential. To socialize, work networks are a great helps that increase collaborative efforts at a distance. This makes it possible to publicize the profile of a researcher to a scientific community as well as to promote their research and establish link with other work team across the globe. So the most commonly used academic networks are your academia editor and researchgate. First, we will discuss the academia.edu. Academia.edu is a freely accessible platform for sharing research documents and connecting with academics across the globe. As of now, over 22 million articles and about 31 million academics, professionals, and researchers are active on this platform. Academia.edu algorithm generate about 20 million articles recommendation per day. It is also possible to exchange knowledge in effective formats of video, short contents, data set, etc. You can receive notification in your mail when you are cited and references acknowledged as a co-author and expressed gratitude for your corporations. So in this case, you will get a regular mail from academia.edu. Last year, academia.edu has also taken an initiative for dedicating a web page to researcher itself. So you can create your own web page on academia.edu also, where your whole of your research and your profile can be updated. It can be easily available to the other researcher also. Whenever you upload a document on the academia.edu, at that time, it will be shared with the other person also with acknowledgement of your name. So it will extend your area of social networks for the among the searchers. Next one that is quite popular is your ResearchGate. ResearchGate is again a freely available networking platform to connect scientists and make research available to everyone. There are currently over 20 million searchers for more than 190 countries connecting through research gates to collaborate and share their work. Again, it allows interactive conversation with the researcher on the platform. Your H index is easily available on this. Whenever you are cited, you can easily get the citation data from this. If you can share your articles in the public domain also and on the private domain also. In case when you are sharing your articles in the private domain, then the person, if other person want to see the same one, he need to send a message to you. By sharing that research by on the message, you can also help to connect with that person. So it is also a useful tool for connecting on the social networks. I will recommend out of these, both of these tools are quite helpful for social networking. ResearchGate is quite helpful. Along with the Google Scholars, these are basically used for H indexing but ResearchGate will be help you in both cases. Other online tools. Apart from these, what we have discussed till now, there are few other online tools. Those are quite popular. Google Scholar. Google Scholar is basically a search engine that allows researchers to find scholarly literature, including articles, theses, books, and conference papers. It provides a comprehensive database of academic sources across different disciplines, making it an indispensable tool for any researcher. The next one that we can use is your Jurato. Jurato is a free reference management tool that helps researchers organize their research materials, including articles, books, and web pages. It allows researchers to save, download, and share their research materials, making it easier to keep track of their resources. You can simply download the Gerato, and now you can compile your research in this. And whenever you need, you can use it to upload on the network, on your social network or any other profile wheresoever you need it. Next one is your Survey Monkey. Most of you must be familiar with your Google Forms. Google Form is an online survey tool that allows researchers to create and distribute surveys. Google Form is a simple interface for creating the surveys. Well, in compared to that, Survey Monkeys can provide you to create and distribute also surveys in the lengthy form. It can provide you a templates for your businessing, marketing, for your research work, right? Various designs are also available, making it easy to design survey for various purposes. It also provides advanced features for data analysis, making it an essential tool for researchers who need to collect and analyze the data. Then next comes your Canva. Canva is a online graphic design tool that is used to create visually appealing presentations and posters. It provides a wide range of templates and design elements, making it easy for the researchers to create professional looking graphics without any design skills. It can be used to even design a poster for a webinar, even to design a PPT for your presentations. It is quite useful. Graphics interface is quite good in this Canva. You can use also Tableau also for this. I have not written the Tableau in this. Tableau is also another online tool for data visualization. It is again available in paid version. So you can use even 30-day trial version. So Canva is more popular as compared to your Tableau. Tableau is basically a data visualization tool that allows researchers to create interactive charts, graphs, and dashboards. It provides you the advanced features, but again in the paid version, not in the free version. So it is the essential tool if you're going for the big data work. And that needs to be visualized, that need to be analyzed and communicate also for the same data for your presentation. So Tableau will be beneficial there where your big data search is there. You can use other tools also. SPSS is available, right? But with a certain statics application, those are certain limits, those software. Yeah, if you're going to use those on offline mode without the paid version, then you may go for the crack version or something like that. But in case of Tableau, you can use advanced feature also. It will get updated. And for the stats purpose, Tableau is quite good. So what we can say that online tool can be very useful for the research. But when we are going to use these online tools, there are certain steps when we are going to use this. First, we need to identify the type of research you need to do. Before you start using these online tools, it is important to have a clear idea what you want to research, what data you want to use, what you want to analyze, whether you can share these online. Okay, identify your research questions, topic, and what type of information you need to find out. Next important step is your choose reliable online tools. Most of the online tools do not store the information, but you need to be careful with this. There is a lot of online tools available, but all of they are not reliable or trustworthy. Even certain tools, when you're going to change the plagiarism checker, there is an option whether to store the data or not. For example, if you have checked the plagiarism with the help of a Turnitin software in a certain institute, and it has allowed the in its setting to store the data, to store that articles. And if now you again check the plagiarism of the same article at some other institute assess, then it will show the plagiarism of the previous institute if it's still in the setting. So you need to be careful when you're using these online tools. So you need to be look for well-established tools. Those have a good reviews and recommended by the reputable sources. So few of these examples, reliable on-level tools that you can use is your Google Scholars, uh, GSTOR you can use along with your this software. Turnitin or your Dupli checker is quite free, or other checkers. They are costly, but you can go for this PubMed and Google Scholars. Then use search operators. To get more specific result from search engine, use search operators. Now, what is your search operator? For example, you are searching for a phrase. Always put it in the quotes. If you're writing climate change, write it in the inverted commas. If you want to exclude some work from your search result, then you can use a minus sign also. Though nowadays AI tools are coming, for example, ChatGPT is launched. It can simply, from by using only two words, it can write up a full paragraph. So tools like these are available. But if you're using a simple search engine, just like your Google, then go specific with this operator so that your search can be precise also. Use advanced search options. Most of the search engine have advanced search option also that help you to refine your search, and you can search by your date, language, file type, and more. It is just similar to the filters when we are browsing website. Okay, you need to put up the filters that will help you define your search and save your time also. Then save your searches. You have searched it, now save it. Bookmark the websites so you can visit again easily that have the relevant information. This will help you save the times, also you to organize your research. That is very, very important, because if you're not organized, then it will be up Humpty Dory in everything the research. You will not be able to do something concrete in that. Even if it's find irrelevant at the end of article, when you're going to start the research, you need to collect and organize each and every element when you're going to start it. Though in the end of research, you may find that it is not that much useful. But again, even a minor point can help you in your research. So be careful when you are going to organize your research. Analyze resources. Once you find the information, now it is important to evaluate it. You collected even the slight significant point related to your research. Now evaluate it. Evaluate it for its credibility, evaluate it for its reliability, check out the author credentials, check out the date of publications, and the source cited in the text. One of the easiest method to go with your research is find out a good articles, then go for the references in that, and now relate with that. It can easily be right way for your search. You don't need to go for here and there for finding the other articles. Find out the good articles, go with the references of that, and with that, a series will be connected and it will help you find out your ultimate target in the search. Last one that is your important is your cite your sources. You're using online tools, you are using some other personal work. It is very important, very necessary to give other person credit. When you use the information from your online sources, make sure to cite it properly. Follow the citation style recommended by your institution or instructor. That is really important. It can be your self paper also. Few organization, few institute allow the self citations, few other don't allow self citations. So you need to follow the recommendation of your institution or your instructor to have even told to you regarding your research. So by using these steps, you can effectively use online tools for your work. What we can conclude from this discussion till now that online tool have revolutionized the way search is nowadays conducted. They have helped it made it easier. It is now going to be faster also. We are going to publish more and more articles nowadays, more because we are connecting more and more. It is more efficient for the researchers to collect, analyze, and present data. We have already sufficient tools in form of your MS Office and SPSS and other tools, but online tools will help with the further when we are going to collect and analyze this data. So overall, we can say that use of online tool in research can enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of research, making it easier to gather and analyze data, collaborate with the others, share finding with the wider audience. But again, as investors in the last point also, it is very, very important to use these tools judiciously and verify the accuracy and reliability of the information obtained from these. So these tools helps research it more efficient and accessible than ever. We can save time, we can organize the materials, we can communicate our findings. But be careful, my friends, because same can be fatal for also. It can implement in you plagiarism also if you are using only sources for creating your work, not checking your works. So it is important you use all the tools, the online tools, those are available when you are working with online tools. It is not so you're going to search the data, compile that data, and make a research article on your own. So with this, I'm going to end my presentation. If there is any question I answer, I'm very, very much welcome to ask. Dr. Harpreet,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah,
Are
if
there
there's any
any
question from the
questions?
audience.
Are there any questions? The house is open for discussion. So if there are any questions, the participants can ask, ma'am. I hope there are no questions. So I thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this knowledgeable
Thank
technical
you.
session.
Thank you, Dr. Chelsa.
This session is definitely going to be of great help for the researchers, as these online tools are extremely useful for conducting research these days. And these tools have made research quite easy. And they also have reduced the hectic efforts that were previously made by the researchers to conduct the research. So, thank you so much, ma'am. And towards the end, we are about to end this session. And I'm thankful to both the resource persons who have beautifully added to the glory of this FTP. And I am gratified to all the participants for being there. So, before I invite Dr. Vishali for the formal vote of thanks, I request everybody to please switch on the cameras so that I can take the photo.
Ma'am, can we get the slide, ma'am? But because it is very informative and useful.
Yeah,
I'll request ma'am to kindly provide the presentation.
yeah, I will share the presentation with.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, I request Dr. Vishali, I invite her for presenting the formal vote of thanks. Over to you, Dr. Vishali.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening, one and all. I, Dr. Vishali, on behalf of Organizing Committee of 7-Day International Virtual Faculty Development Program, am highly grateful to all who have directly and indirectly contributed towards this event. First and foremost, I would like to thank our resource persons for taking out the time and effort in enriching us with their right knowledge and expertise. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the resource person of first technical session, Dr. Eman Abdul Samia Ali Hussain Alam,
मैंने
for
फोटोग्राफ तो ले ली है
enlarging
मैम, मैंने फोटोग्राफ तो ले ली है.
our research knowledge and skills on conducting good research, including research design, hypothesis formulation, and sampling. My thanks are also due to the resource person of second technical session, Dr. Amrinder Kaur, who very well explained the intricacies of online tools while analyzing the data and its interpretation through a well laid down presentation, which includes management tools, grammar checker tools, plagiarism checker, and social networking for academics. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your contribution. And we are really enlightened and delighted with your knowledge and presence. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Principal Government SPMR College of Commerce, Jammu, Dr. Surinder Kumar, for his enthusiastic support towards organizing such virtual faculty development program. I also express my sincere thanks to Coordinator, Research and Development Cell and convener of this 7-day virtual faculty development program, Dr. Pooja, and organizing secretary, Dr. Deep Shikha, and all the members of organizing committee for taking such initiatives. My thanks are also due to Cape Comorin Trust for their valuable support and managing this 1-week virtual faculty development program. A wide round of applause and thanks to all the participants across the world who made this event a memorable one. Thanks all for being with us today, and we will see you tomorrow.